Hello everyone, Lady Joyful here for the Sasiaki Glitter YouTube channel. Today I'm bringing you a card made with the Party Ants digi stamp. I thought this would be good as we're approaching New Year's, but it's also suitable for any kind of celebration really. So I'm starting by colouring in the image, which I have printed onto some alcohol marker friendly paper, and die cut with a circle die, and I'm colouring the ants in brown with my Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers, and you can see the caps on screen. It's very slightly unfocused at the moment, but that will fix in a little while. I'm also off screen, which I will notice soon and fix. So when the ants are finished, I moved on to colouring the balloons, and I'm using Yosoo alcohol markers here because I wanted to use yellow and I don't have yellow Spectrum Noirs at this point to use for it. So I'm putting my darkest colour on the left hand side, just not quite up at the edge, and then going in with my mid-tone. So bring that right up to the edge on both sides, and I won't show on all of the balloons because it's the same process. And then filling in the rest with my lightest colour. Initially I left the drawn in highlight blank, but I actually went back and filled that in because I felt it looked better. Then I'm using eggshell Spectrum Noir to colour in the champagne in the glass. I decided to use the same yellows to colour the stripes on the rightmost present and the bow on the leftmost present. Again, I started by laying in my shadow areas, and then I'm going in with my mid-tone and just drawing it out. And then I will bring in the lightest colour to finish filling those areas in. I mostly colour so that my light source is coming from the top right, so the shadows are on the left hand side. I also decided to add yellow to the dots on the party hat, and here now it's a bit more in focus, so sorry about that before. I'm using blue greens to colour this present. I really like this blue green colour combo, so I use it a lot. Again, I'm laying in my shadows first, and I drew that one very badly. I went out for the lines a bit. So I'm using this blue-green to colour both of the striped presents and then the bow, and also the large circles on this third present. Then I'll go in with my mid-tone and draw the colour out. Again, paying attention to the light source. I tried to add the colour so that the bow gets shape to it, so that it has the highlights and shadows to make it look like the bow is curved. And now I'm going in with my lightest colour and blending it all out. Depending how far apart your colours are, you might have to blend, go back and forwards a bit over the colour to make sure it blends properly. So I'll fill in the circles on this present, and then I will finish off that bow. At this point I hadn't decided what other colour I was going to use to finish this off, but I did decide to go in and add some more of that blue-green on the stripes of the taller ant's hat. So I'm just adding that in. If I'd thought about it earlier, I would have done it as this at the same time as my other blue-green colouring. So I decided to use yellow-green for the to finish off the one present, and for both of the hats to finish those off. Again, you can see the caps on the screen. to see what colours I have used. I decided to use the yellow-green on the shorter ant's shoes, although I'd actually decided I wanted to do as though he's wearing 2 different coloured shoes. So I've done the 2 shoes, and I did put my darkest colour on one of the wrong shoes, but it's fine because my other colour is darker, so I can just colour straight over it. So I used the yellow greens, light greens on the first pair of shoes, and now I'm using my dull greens on the second pair of shoes, and I'm also using the dull greens to colour this ant's gloves. I'm not sure if it's wearing gloves or if it's just meant to be its hands, but I did them as though it's wearing gloves. I used cool greys to give the to do the other shoes black, and also the other glove or hand of the other ant, make those black. I'm using the bullet tip for those, as it's quite a small area. Then I'm adding in some grounding using eggshell, Spectrum Noir, and I will use caramel to add just some very simple shading. Cast shadows is something I struggle with a bit. I always struggle to think about which way it's meant to be going, so I just kept it very simple on this one, and then I'm blending it back out again with the eggshell. And I decided to add some shimmer to the balloons with my Wink of Stella pen, and I'll put that over each of the balloons. Next I'm going to work on my card base. I have a yellow card base, and I'm using a stamp by Clearly Besotted and some Barely Beige ink, which is a very subtle colour, so it gives a kind of tone on tone look. And I'm just stamping the sentiment repeatedly across the card base. Doing it at an angle helps disguise any mistakes in the positioning. Next I'm working on my sentiment strip, so I'm going to heat emboss this in white onto the strip. I used my anti-static tool first to make sure the powder would only stick to the sentiment and not anywhere else. And then I've added the powder, and now I will heat set this. And it doesn't take very long at all to melt. I added double-sided tape to the sentiment strip, and I'm just positioning my focal panel over it. And then I put more double-sided tape on the back of the strip, and will adhere that to the card base, and then I will trim off the bits that overlap the ends, just to neaten it up. And I used the lines on my grid mat to make sure that I had the panel on straight, and that completes the card. If you make a card with the Party Ants Digi, or any New Year themed card with Sasayaki glitter products, please do tag us on social media, as we'd love to see it. If you enjoyed this video, the like button is down below, and you could also leave us a comment whilst you're there. We have plenty of other videos for you to enjoy on our channel, and if you hit the subscribe button you can be sure you'll never miss any of our future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!